Hi, I'm Hunter, and today we're going to be learning about what policy debate is, how to debate, and just some general tips on what to do in debate. Now, what is debate like? There are two teams of two, an affirmative and a negative team. The affirmative team provides a plan under this year's resolution, and the resolution switches each year. The negative team's job is to prove why the plan's disadvantages outweigh their advantages. So you can either say their advantages aren't true or our disadvantages outweigh their advantages. The affirmative team answers those negative arguments with their own arguments. And you must use proof. Now, what do you debate with? It is not all analytics. As I said, you have to use proof. You cite and read sources in cards, which are cut pieces of articles from experts. That way you present the proof of what you're saying. This allows for fairness in debate and not just screaming at each other with no proof of anything. You will probably have people saying completely opposite things, but this is why the way you present your arguments is very crucial. Now on the cards. Some cards you'll cut yourself later in the year, but most of them will be in the debate tub or debate files that Remy will eventually give you, or maybe he's already given them to you already. Make sure you look through the tub and know where a lot of the things are, because it is extremely helpful in a round to use less prep time by knowing where the arguments are and where to find them. Now on the affirmative side, you create a plan, which consists of inherency, the problem in the status quo. There has to be a barrier or you're not inherent. Solvency, what needs to be solved and how your plan solves it, and advantages, why we need our plan, along with a plan text, which is what your plan is actually doing. Now the negative team reads arguments against their case. You can either say something directly against it, saying you're not inherent, or you can't solve, or the advantages aren't true. Or you could read off-case arguments such as topicality, which is saying that you're not under the resolution, disadvantages, which is saying that the plan is actually detrimental, counterplans, which is actually presenting a plan besides their plan, and critiques, which we're not going to get into today. Those are advanced arguments. Basically, the job is to show that their plan is a bad thing to do. Now on speeches. Constructive speeches are 8 minutes long. Each debater has one speech. Constructives are the first speech where you can introduce new arguments, and those are what set the debate up for later. Cross-examinations are after each constructive. The opposing team has 3 minutes to ask questions about your evidence or arguments. Make sure you ask good questions to try to lure them into a trap or try to corner them into what they are saying so that you can win the round. Debates are actually won in cross-ex very often, but make sure that you know what you're talking about so that you don't get baited into the same thing. Now on rebuttals. Each person has one rebuttal. There are only 5 minutes. These summarize the debates, and these are at the end of debates. This is where you get more in-depth with your arguments. You explain previously brought up arguments and why you think your team should win. Now these are the speech times and the order of the speeches. Well, the 1AC is 8 minutes, then a cross-X for 3 minutes. The 1NC for 8 minutes, then a cross-X for 3 minutes. A 2AC for 8 minutes, then a cross-X for 3 minutes. A 2NC for 8 minutes, and a cross-X for 3 minutes. Then there's the first negative rebuttal, the first affirmative rebuttal, the second negative rebuttal, and the second affirmative rebuttal. Judges. Now, the judge or judges, if you have a panel of 3, 5, or 7, are the ultimate deciders of who wins the round, so make sure that you're kind and courteous and not rude. Now, the ways in which you present your arguments are also key, as I said earlier, because you need to make sure the judge understands what's going on and what you're saying, and make sure that you know that they are getting what you're saying and that you think that they will vote for you. Now, on dressing. At after-school tournaments, you don't really need to worry about how you're dressed, but it doesn't hurt to look nice. You probably shouldn't be wearing, like, gym shorts and a tank top, but I mean, you can pretty much do whatever. Now on weekend tournaments, you need to dress up and look pretty nice. Guys dress in a dress shirt and pants. Well, girls do the equivalent of that, dress pants. You can either have a suit jacket or whatever you want. Now make sure and you have fun. This is the most important thing of debate. Don't get down if you lose a round or do bad in a tournament. I have before, and just bounce right back and continue to try your best and do well. And even if you don't think you'll continue to debate this year, make the best of your time right now. So just make the best of this semester and this year in debate. And most importantly, have fun and keep getting better. If you want to get better, stay after school to work with advanced debaters. That helps a lot. And be a part of our family. We really love novice debaters, and we really love debaters in general, and we're very close to each other. And we're not like one of those cliche groups that tries to act nice to each other, but we really like each other. And with that, I'm just going to leave you with a few pictures from our debaters of last year. The bottom left one is our entire squad, and the rest of them are Photoshop pictures from last year's NFL tournament. Thank you for watching this, and I hope you've learned something about this short video on debate.